Ο Κολόμβος μπορεί να ξεκίνησε από τη Γένοβα, αλλά η απότερη καταγωγή του, όσο και αν μας εκπλήσει, είναι μάλλον κωνσταντινουπολίτικη και είχε ο παππούς του γίνει ναύαρχος του Γάλλου βασιλιά. Σημασία έχει ότι ο Κολόμβος κατόρθωσε με την επιμονή του να πείσει τη βασίλισσα Ισαβέλα, που ουσιαστικά ήταν αυτή που κυβερνούσε την Ισπανία, δεν ήταν ο άντρας της. Αυτή έδιωξε τους Μωαμεθανούς, έδιωξε και τους Εβραίους που πήγανε στις κάτω χώρες επειδή ήταν το κογλίφι, και τελικά η Ισαβέλα ήταν μια σπουδαία βασίλισσα, του δώσε τελικά εμπιστοσύνη, την έπεισε ο Κολόμβος και από εκεί και πέρα άλλαξε η παγκόσμια ιστορία.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean I present Master Christopher Columbus, Madame Beatrice de Parata. Christopher Columbus? Not the man who wants to sail around the world the wrong way. The same. But how delightful. You don't look like a crank at all.
Should I?
Well, it's rather a fantastic idea, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Oh, tell me confidentially. You're not really serious about this, are you? I mean, it's just an idea to make money, isn't it?
Certainly not.
You mean you really think you can do it?
Certainly.
But how terribly thrilling. Look, I've nothing much to do this evening. Why not meet me in the Court of Oranges and tell me all about it?
You're surely not interested in the ravings of a lunatic.
Oh, I deserved that, didn't I? I do apologize. Now, will you meet me and tell me all about it?
Very well. Your servant, madam.
Master Columbus! Oh, Master Columbus. Come in and help us celebrate.
No, thanks. No, I'm not in the mood.
Oh, please, to oblige me. It's not every day one gets a court appointment.
You
Come along. My friends, Master Columbus. Master Columbus, my friend.
We're drinking to Diego's new job.
Yes.
Go on, a drink to Diego.
My friends, I thank you. I shall try to be the best notary in any town, in any province, in any country in the world. Need I say more?
No.
What's your line?
Ships.
And how many have you got?
None.
He will have very soon.
Who's going to give them to him?
The Queen?
The Queen?
No. Tell them about your scheme, Christopher. Tell them what you told me this afternoon.
Hey, Diego, what sort of a celebration do you call this? Huh?
Bring us some more.
I'll get another.
Yes.
Yes, I must.
I hoped you'd stay and tell us more about your voyages.
At the moment, my voyages take place entirely on land. I'm glad you got your appointment. Goodbye.
I'm sorry we're such poor company.
Oh, it isn't that. Well, if you must know the truth, I'm penniless, and I can't sit and drink other people's wine if I can't buy a round in return.
Oh, is that all? Listen, I live here with my cousin. There's an empty room upstairs. You're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Well, I don't...
No, it's all right. There's something you can do for me in return.
What?
Take me with you when you go on your voyage.
Why do you want to come?
Because I believe you're about to make some wonderful new discoveries. I want to be there when you make them.
Well, bless you for that anyway.
Then you'll stay?
No, thank you.
Beatrice! This is Master Columbus, the man I told you about.
The man who wants to sail around the world the wrong way.
The same?
Somebody else said that to me today. What's so funny about it?
Oh, nothing. If you're sure you can do it.
Of course I'm sure.
But in the meantime, while he's waiting for his ships, he has to have somewhere to live, so I thought a little room upstairs.
I'll take your bundle.
Thank you. Oh, there's something your cousin forgot to tell you. I've no money.
Neither have we. So we start even. This way.
I brought it especially for you to see. Am I boring you?
A little.
I'm sorry.
You know what you need more than chance, don't you?
No, what?
More friends, more influence, more people like me who can say a word in the proper quarters.
But you've been away from the court for 10 years, you said.
Yes, but there's a reason for that. You see, when I was 17, I was rather beautiful.
You're very beautiful now.
I hoped you'd notice that eventually. But when I was 17, the king noticed it. The Queen thought he noticed it too often. So I was married and packed off to the Canaries.
You're married.
I was married. He's dead.
And you could say a word for me in the proper quarters?
Why not?
If you did, you'd be helping Spain.
Well, it's not really Spain I'm concerned about.
How does it feel to be a gay young widow at court?
I like it very much.
You have everything you want, I hope? Dresses, jewelry?
Yes? Why? Don't you like my dress?
It looks very attractive. And very expensive.
It was.
Does it ever occur to you to wonder where the money's coming from?
From Adnan's estate, I suppose. I've always left money matters to you.
They couldn't be in better hands. But there are some things even I can't do. Supposing you had your entire fortune here on the table, in gold pieces, shall we say, and you insisted on throwing it out of the window. I couldn't stop you.
Why do you say that?
That's what you're doing at the moment.
I don't understand.
Then it's high time you did. Every penny that you and I and the rest of the family possess is invested either in the Canaries or in the Mediterranean sea trade. If this Genoese upstart you're so fond of gets his ships, and half of what he promises comes true, we're ruined. You as well as the rest of us.
I hardly know him.
You've been with him every day for the last fortnight.
But I know next to nothing about his scheme. What can I possibly do?
Marry him and make him settle down.
Marry him? How can I do that?
Must I draw you a diagram? Offer him security, position, and anything else you care to give him. And he'll give up this wild goose chase.
And if he won't?
Then there are other ways of disposing of him.
You wouldn't dare.
I'd do a good deal in order to avoid becoming a pauper. And so will you if you're as sensible as I think you are.
I'll have to think it over.
Well, don't think too long, or it may be too late. Sooner or later, he'll make a false step. They all do, you know. And then... I hope I make myself clear.
Beatrice, come and sit down. I want to ask your advice. Do you think I should marry again?
Do you want to?
I don't know.
Then don't. Marriage is difficult enough if both people want it badly. But if you're not sure, then it would be madness.
You haven't asked me who the lady is.
I don't need to.
What do you think of her?
I've never seen her.
Do you know all about her?
Oh, I know some of the things they say about her.
And what's your advice?
I can't advise you. But I can tell you, there are two kinds of wives. The wives who are ambitious and headstrong, who drive their men on and on till they get what they want.
And the other kind?
The others are the comforters, the cushions. The wives who smooth out their husbands' wrinkles and tell them how wonderful they are.
Which is the right kind for me?
You need both. Or neither. You're not the man to be satisfied with one thing for long.
You know, you're quite right. A man like me shouldn't have a wife at all. How can I do the things I have to do if all the time I'm thinking my wife will be wondering why I haven't come home? Or the children will be calling for their father, poor little lambs. No. I shall take your advice. No more marriages for me. I must be free. Thank you, my dear. You've made me a very happy man.
You know what'll happen to you, don't you? If you're lucky enough to get your ships, you go sailing off, and maybe you'll find the new route to India, and maybe you won't. If you don't, you'll probably die looking for it. And if you do, you'll come back and the king will say, now go and find a new route to the North Pole. And you'll die looking for that. And if you're not very careful, you'll die long before you even get your ships.
Oh, of boredom?
No. With a stab in the back, some dark night. You know you're surrounded by enemies.
Why? Nonsense.
It's true. There are hundreds of people at court who would be glad to see you dead.
Who?
Everyone who has a vested interest in some other sea route. Everyone whose trade may suffer if you're successful. Give it up.
And do what?
Settle down.
Can you imagine me settling down?
Why not? You could have a position at court. Money, security.
Master Columbus?
What is it?
His Excellency Don Francisco wishes to speak with you.
Better go. I'll wait for you here.
Master Columbus, how good of you to come. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
I hope you won't mind my touching on rather a personal matter, but after all, we're both men of the world, and there's no point in beating about the bush. You've been seeing a great deal of my little cousin lately.
Yes?
You find her attractive?
I find her a charming and congenial companion.
Exactly. But you know what people in court circles are like. They've nothing to do except gossip, and how they gossip. If you speak to a woman once, you're in love with her. If you're seen with her twice, you're betrothed. 3 meetings, and you might as well be married. I hope I make myself clear.
Not entirely.
Then I'll be blunt, Master Columbus. My cousin is a widow, young, beautiful, and unattached. You've been seeing a great deal of her. Tongues have been wagging. Her name has been coupled with yours. And that means that her good name is at stake. I'm forced to ask you now, what are your intentions? Well, sir?
You ask my intentions. I will tell you. It is my intention to cross the ocean sea until I come to India. That is my only thought. And nobody, man, woman, or child, is going to stand in my way. I hope I make myself clear.
Of course, you must make it clear to your cousin that no blame attaches to her. She cannot help her beauty any more than the king can help noticing it. She has a child, they tell me.
Two, Your Majesty.
As a mother myself, I know how painful it is to be separated from one's children. Tell her that she has our permission to return to the Canaries at once.
As Your Majesty pleases. And, Master Columbus, what do you wish done about him?
Nothing.
But surely.
Surely what?
But he has laid hands on the person of His Majesty.
I'm sure that the king has forgotten all about it. I advise you to do the same.
So, Master Columbus, we meet again. And this time there's no need for me to ask your intentions, because you haven't much say in your future plans, have you? You may not know it, but the king has a horror of violence, particularly when it's directed against himself. I've just left their majesties. They sent you a message. It's a very simple one. Make yourself scarce, Master Columbus. Go back to your Genoese slum. Go to the devil, if you please, but don't show your face around the court again, unless you wish something very unpleasant to happen to it. I hope I make myself clear.
Madam, I've bad news for you. Master Columbus is leaving Spain. He set out at daybreak for France. Madam, may I speak with you alone? Father Perez and the Chancellor are outside. They beg leave to see you. About him? Yes. Your Genoese sailor seems to have powerful friends. Isn't that one more proof that there must be something in what he says? Bring them in. Gentlemen, I hear you've come to scold me.
No, Your Majesty. Simply to ask if there is no way of preventing this tragedy.
Madam, I marvel that a woman of such grace and understanding should fling away an opportunity like this for some other sovereign to pick up. It would be an inestimable service to God, your crown, and your country. Forgive me if I say I'm disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, Father. He asked impossible things.
Title or two, a little authority in lands you and I will never see.
But the cost?
I'd risk as much myself. Will do now, if Your Majesty will allow me.
No, I will not have him beholden to anyone but the crown.
And yet you won't help him.
Raise what is necessary on these.
Madam, there is no need for that. Your word is enough. The money shall be advanced to you till you're able to repay it with the gold from the New World.
And if there is no gold in your New World?
Then I will repay it myself. You shall have my bond for it.
You have great faith in him.
I have, Your Majesty.
Pray God you are right. Send someone to fetch him back. Say the Queen begs him to return.
Your Majesty.
Master Christopher Columbus.
The same?
In the name of Her Majesty Queen Isabella.
So they've come to their senses at last.
Yes.
You see that? What? The wind's just changed. It's blowing due west.
Soon you'll see it filling the sails of the ships that'll take us to the New World.
Benedictio Dei Omnipotentis, Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, descendat super vos, et maniat semper.
Thank you.
Cast off the moorings.